Okay, this is a continuation of my last video where I was inspired by a video Grandad did where he took one of his solar rockers and simply added a supercapacitor right in parallel with the solar panel and stuck it in his windowsill just to see what it would do. And most people would say, oh, it's just going to discharge it. It's not going to really do much, but it worked. And he had a camera set up that watched it through the night, keep on running. So I had to go that direction and see if I could get one of my little motors that uses the same driver, basically, that he had, only it's a rotating device, not a rocking device. But this shows the concept. I'm in my bedroom, so I've got just a little sliver of light here coming through the window. And this simulates what would happen if you had this in a windowsill that saw the light during the day and then it got dark at night, and then it ran on the stored energy in that capacitor. And this shows the capacitor slowly filling up. You know, it's real slow, but it fills up. And then at night, when it gets in the dark, this is going to start to discharge. It's going to discharge real slow. And that's going to continue to run on that stored energy all the way down to about 0.5 volt. And the question I had was, how big a capacitor would you need? This is only 3 farads. How many hours of sunlight? How about the seasons of the year? I'm at 34 degrees. What would the different latitudes give you? But this is an idea that is being used all over the world with solar energy, where you take in energy through a photovoltaic, you store it somehow, and you run whatever you want to run round the clock. And this is, like I say, an example of what's going on here with our solar energy, or even the wind generators based on when the wind blows and when it doesn't blow on a daily basis. But this was a fascinating little experiment I did here in my bedroom to show this concept of getting energy from something that happens every day, storing up more energy than the device needs to run with, and then running on the stored energy at night. And this, talk about a great physics project. If you had a way to run the formulas on the joules of energy here and how many joules of energy the device is using, and based on the solar panel, how much energy is coming into the system during the day, and then how much is lost during the night. And it just was a neat little experiment that Grandad ran. And this is kind of my rendition of it. Now, what I probably will do is put this in that glass jar by a window that gets direct sunlight for maybe an hour per day, and then just see if it runs in the dark hours and how long it runs on that size capacitor. Now, the smaller the capacitor, the faster it fills up, but then of course the faster it drains down. So you'd have to figure out how big a farad capacitor to use based on what you're gaining with that solar panel. And of course you could change the solar panel and get more energy, but the idea is to keep something running around the clock when it gets dark, and then watch the discharge and see how fast this thing discharges, and run the experiment. Anyway, that's what I'm playing around with. It's real fun little experiments, and thanks to Grandad, I'm doing it. Thanks for watching.